There are a ton of different sets of power armor in Fallout 4. All of them will be good at specific things, but some of them are much better than others. So in this video, I will be showing you which power armor suits are the best, and I will be showing you how to get them. But first, Christmas is right around the corner, so if you're looking for a gift for a Fallout fan, check out the link in the pinned comment below. Now the first power armor on the list is the best power armor suit from the base game of Fallout 4, and that is the X01 Power Armor suit. This is a pretty rare suit of power armor, and it's even harder to find a full set of it all at once. But there is one location that you can go to once you are past level 28 to get a full set of X01 Power Armor. And that will be the unmarked Court 35 location, which will be right here on your map to the east of the Good Neighbor settlement. When you get here, you will need to defeat an Assaultron and a Sentry bot, then hit the 2 buttons in the rooms that they spawn in. That will unlock the door to the room in the middle of the area, exposing a full suit of X01 Power Armor. Now as a quick tip, even if the power armor suit inside of the room doesn't look like X01, it will still turn into X01 when you loot it. Now X01 Power Armor was considered to be the best power armor in Fallout 4 on release, due to its very high starting damage resistances, which can be increased even more by upgrading each piece of the power armor. But stat-wise, the first level of the X01 Power Armor will still be very strong. The helmet will have 220 damage resistance, 140 energy resistance, and 150 radiation resistance. The torso will have 320 damage resistance, 210 energy resistance, and 300 radiation resistance. And the arms and legs will each give 170 damage resistance, 110 energy resistance, and 140 radiation resistance, making it a great choice until you can collect the rest of the power armor suits on this list. Next up on the list are 2 very easy to acquire but powerful suits of power armor, which will be the Hellfire and the Enclave Hellfire Power Armors. To get these power armor suits, you will need to start the Pyromaniac side quest. This short side quest will send you to defeat the mini-boss Pyro, and after you defeat him, you can loot the Hellfire Power Armor off of his body. The Hellfire is another great early game power armor suit, as it is strong and you can easily get it, but it is not as good as X01. Stat-wise, you will start with the helmet, which will give you 120 damage resistance, 100 energy resistance, and 150 radiation resistance. The torso will give you 220 damage resistance, 170 energy resistance, and 300 radiation resistance. And each of the arms and legs will give you 70 damage resistance, 70 energy resistance, and 150 radiation resistance. Which isn't bad for a totally free set of power armor, and it looks very cool. But completing the Pyromaniac side quest and looting the Hellfire Power Armor will start a new activity, which will be the Enclave Ambush. When this happens, 3 Enclave members will spawn on you, and one of them will be wearing the Enclave Hellfire Power Armor. This is pretty much the same power armor suit as the Hellfire Power Armor, but the Enclave Hellfire will be a much higher level version of the Hellfire Power Armor, which will make it start off with much better stats. Personally, I got the Mark 6 version, which gave me 320 damage resistance, 250 energy resistance, and 150 radiation resistance from the helmet. The torso had 420 damage resistance, 320 energy resistance, and 300 radiation resistance. And each of the arms and legs gave 270 damage resistance, 220 energy resistance, and 150 radiation resistance. The next power armor on this list is the XO2 Power Armor. To get this set of power armor, you will need to complete the Speak of the Devil side quest. This quest is pretty simple and straightforward, but at the end of it, you will be given a full set of black XO2 power armor for free. This is one of my favorite non-legendary power armor sets because I think it looks really cool, but it's also a beast. The stats on it are as follows. The helmet gives 220 damage resistance, 140 energy resistance, and 150 radiation resistance. The torso gives 320 damage resistance, 210 energy resistance, and 300 radiation resistance. And each of the legs and arms has 170 damage resistance, 110 energy resistance, and 150 radiation resistance. So as you can see, this is a very good set of power armor, especially for free. Now let's move on to the powerful legendary power armor suits. There are a couple of these in Fallout 4, but I'm going to go over the 3 that I think are the best. Starting off with the T51 NAA. Now to get this power armor suit, you will need to go to Nuka World, then make your way to the Nuka bottling plant. Halfway through this location, you will see the T51 NAA Power Armor in a cage. To open that cage, follow where I go on screen to find a terminal that you can hack to unlock the door. This is a really great power armor suit due to the stats on it and its legendary perk. Stat-wise, the helmet will have 240 damage resistance, 190 energy resistance, and 150 radiation resistance. The torso has 340 damage resistance, 260 energy resistance, and 300 radiation resistance. And each of the arms and legs will give you 190 damage resistance, 160 energy resistance, and 150 radiation resistance. But the legendary perk on the T51 NAA will give you +3 agility if you're wearing every piece of this power armor. This may not seem like much, but it's actually a pretty powerful perk as it will give you more action points to use in VATS and improve your ability to sneak. Next up is the Overboss Power Armor. To get this, you will need to start the Nuka World DLC. During the first mission, you will face off against the Overboss Coulter, and when you defeat him, you can loot the Overboss Power Armor off of his body. This is a very unique looking power armor suit, and it will come with another legendary perk. The stats on it are 220 damage and energy resistance and 150 radiation resistance on the helmet, 320 damage and energy resistance and 300 radiation resistance on the torso, and each of the arms and legs gives 170 damage and energy resistance and 150 radiation resistance. Again, this is pretty good for a free power armor suit, but the best part about this power armor suit, other than how it looks, is the legendary perk on the chest piece, which makes you deal energy damage to all nearby enemies. This will pair very well with brute style melee builds, as you can dive into a group of enemies with a melee weapon, and while you're fighting them, your power armor will be discharging and damaging them even more. And finally, we have the Quantum X01 Power Armor. To get this power armor suit, you will need to go to Nuka World and track down all 35 of the star cores, then bring them to the Galactic Zone to unlock the display case that the Quantum X01 power suit will be in. This may be the best power armor suit in Fallout 4 due to the stats on it and its legendary perk. The stats on it will be as follows. The helmet has 300 damage resistance, 220 energy resistance, and 150 radiation resistance. The torso has 400 damage resistance, 290 energy resistance, and 300 radiation resistance. And each of the arms and legs gives 250 damage resistance, 190 energy resistance, and 150 radiation resistance. But the legendary perk on this power armor will increase your action point refresh speed when you're wearing every piece of this set, and it actually increases it by a lot, so this works very well with late game VATS builds. And those are all of the best power armor suits in Fallout 4 and how to get them. But I would love to know which of these are your favorites in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.